Mindful parenting. Mindfulness is defined as the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. Mindful parenting encourages parents to become aware of their emotions and those of their child. It encourages parents not to judge their child's emotions or to react to their own feelings. It includes being attentive, aware of their emotions and the emotions of the other, being non-judging and non-reactive. Mindful parenting takes into account your feelings and those of your child and the space between you. By practicing mindful parenting, it will help children to feel heard and acknowledged. It models emotion regulation and problem solving. It provides containment of your child's emotions and gives the message of safety. It improves their coping capacity. It improves the connection in your relationship with your child. There is less negativity and turmoil. It limits anxiety and stress and the negative impact it has on your child's brain development. It improves the connection of circuits within the brain and brain plasticity and overall frontal lobe functioning, which is the area within your child's brain that is responsible for reasoning and concentration. It reduces the child's anxiety and their fight or flight response. Improving mindful parenting skills. Think about your difficult emotions and how you generally manage these. What feelings come up in interactions with your child that might be based on fears, anxieties, frustrations, or expectations? How are you parenting? Are you permissive, dismissive, invalidating, anxious, critical, bossy, or one-sided? What are the situations with your child that tend to trigger your difficult emotions? Why are these situations triggering? What are the specific difficult emotions that you are having and why? How good is your self-care? To be more mindful as a parent, prepare yourself. Know the triggers and the reasons for your emotions. Be able to identify the difficult emotions when they arise and what your usual immediate response might be. In this situation, pause, slow down, move away if needed. Do not respond immediately. Do not criticize or judge your child. Listen attentively. Reflect on what your child is feeling in an empathic and understanding way. Use appropriate language and non-verbal communication signals. Model calmness and your own emotion regulation skills. Ask questions appropriately. Try clarify and explore the situation, particularly with older children. Be inquisitive and try understand what is happening for your child before making assumptions. Example from before. Your child comes home from a long day at school and says, "I don't want to do my homework." You say, "Wow, seems like you've had a big day." "Yes, it sucked and I'm over it." "Ooh, I can imagine. You've been working really hard." "Yes, and it's pointless." "Really, sweetheart? Why do you say that?" "Because I studied so hard for math and I still got a C." "Yeah, you worked really hard. I'm sure it's very disappointing." "It is, and I'm so down about it." It's normal to feel down when you try hard and you don't get the result. If it's any consolation, I'm really proud of you for working so hard, and I love you. Your child starts crying. "Thanks, Mum. You always make me feel better." And you end with a hug. Parenting philosophy. What is your approach to parenting? What relationship would you like to have with your child? Is your parenting aligning to these goals? A parent to a young child would be similar to an office manager. Well, the best managers lead by example, which is similar to your modeling of emotion regulation and appropriate behavior to your child. A good manager is kind, caring, compassionate, and understanding, which is like parents being empathic and having good intent. A good manager tolerates mistakes and knows that repair can happen with an apology. Mistakes become opportunities to reflect, to learn, and to grow. Good managers are connected to their staff and aware of their staff's anxieties, fears, excitement, and achievements. A good manager looks for opportunities to praise and encourage his staff wherever possible. A good manager takes the lead from the front at all times. Teenagers need an advisor more than a boss because they are in a process of separation and individuation. They need more independence and opportunities to self-govern. Your teenager does need and want guidance and support from you, but does not want to be told what to do. Guide your teenager by reflecting on what they say and do and encourage and coach them in finding their own solutions. This allows them to feel more in control, but your input is considered along the way in a more non-threatening way. Teenager: Amy has a party and I want to go. You: Okay, sounds like something fun. Could you let me know all the details? Like what? Well, what do you imagine I would need to know to feel comfortable with letting you go? Where is it? What time? Who is there? Yes, you seem all over it. Maybe you could put some of that down for me. And if I have any other questions, I'll get back to you. Then we can decide on the final arrangements. Is that okay? You are so annoying, but okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Being a caring parent can seem annoying to you. But thanks for cooperating. I really appreciate it. The impact of your own parenting experience. As a parent, it's important to consider the impact of your own childhood experience of being parented. This might have had a positive or negative impact on your parenting behaviors. Many parents feel more attuned to their children due to their own past experiences. However, the lack of good awareness might cause parents to indulge their children or overcompensate for their child's self-management due to their childhood feelings of loss or neglect. Else, parents might find themselves acting in very similar ways to their own parents, despite knowing how unpleasant this was for them in childhood. In this way, negative patterns of behavior are repeated. Take a bit of time now to consider how your parenting might be being influenced by your experience of being parented in both positive and negative ways. Skills building and process-orientated approaches. I encourage parents to always focus on building skills in their child that are transferable to life. Keep in mind your parenting goals and the relationship you would like to have with your child. Do not fixate only on outcomes and measure your child according to these fixed outcomes. It often leads to disappointment in your child. The world is generally focused on outcomes, and success is measured according to these fixed outcomes. Unfortunately, this approach does not look at the process along the way, which is where the skills are developed. Skills such as work ethic, resilience, flexibility, and tolerance. Children raised in a process-orientated way are far more able to live in the present and have usually developed good self-esteem, confidence, optimism, patience, delayed gratification, and impulse control. Parents should model to their child this sort of process-orientated thinking and building skills. This type of approach focuses on the process involved in achieving the final goal. It encourages flexibility and growth and a sense of success at all times. It promotes self-monitoring, modifying, and learning from experiences. An outcome-orientated approach only looks at the achievement of the final outcome or not. It tends to facilitate a black and white thinking style and the use of strong protective defenses when failure happens. Increased self-judgment, comparisons with others, poor self-worth, and a lack of self-awareness and growth. There is usually no flexibility, fluidity, or adaptability in such children and their parents' views of themselves, others, and the world.